Tonight, a reality check for the president's budget. With new data showing an even steeper economic decline, can the country afford everything Mr. Obama has proposed? I'm Jeff Glor. Also tonight, could a foreclosure sale land rush in a Washington suburb be a sign the real estate crash has bottomed out? Less pay, no layoffs. How Toyota is riding out the auto sales downturn.
I feel confident. I'll always have a job.
And Capitol Twitter. Guess which member of the U.S. Senate is the master of the lightning-fast push-button message?
This is the CBS Evening News with Jeff Glor.
Good evening. The president said today he is ready for a fight over his $3.5 trillion budget proposal, and he is certain to get it. Opponents of the plan are getting new ammunition from the latest economic figures, which appear to undermine key White House assumptions about future growth. Kimberly Dozier in Washington crunches the numbers.
We can spend our way out of this crisis. That's one of the main messages of President Obama's sweeping new budget. It includes billions more in government spending on health care, education, and energy, even though that means going further into debt.
I realize that passing this budget won't be easy, because it represents real and dramatic change.
But critics say the White House budget is based on assumptions the economy will get better faster than some experts predict. The White House thinks growth will shrink, but only by 1.2% this year. Top economists say it'll be almost twice that. The White House thinks GDP will rebound dramatically in 2010 to 3.2%. The economists say it won't grow so fast.
They do assume that the recession will bottom out and that we will have quite vigorous economic growth starting in 2010. Now, that is optimistic. That may not happen.
One White House advisor admitted the budget was based on economic figures that were weeks old. And just yesterday, it had one key projection proven wrong. The Commerce Department predicted the economy would contract by 3.8% in the last quarter of 2008. It actually contracted by 6.2%, the worst quarter since 1982. If the other predictions prove wrong, the White House could have to cut back on some of the proposed programs, or raise more taxes, or go deeper into debt. The administration counters that if its proposed tax cuts pass, most Americans will have more money to spend, so businesses will start selling more goods again, and that will spell growth. Republicans call that wishful thinking.
Washington is in a state of denial. Our spending habits haven't gotten better. They've only gotten worse.
More bad news is expected this week. Unemployment figures are projected to reach 8%. Mr. Obama's Treasury Secretary and his budget director are going to head to Capitol Hill, trying to convince Congress that this new budget is the right economic antidote. Jeff?
Okay, Kimberly Dozier in Washington. Kimberly, thank you. Also this coming week, White House sources now say that President Obama will announce on Monday the nomination of Kansas Governor Kathleen Sebelius to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services. The crash in the housing market was the beginning of this economic downturn. But now some experts believe we're seeing the first signs of a real estate revival. Thalia Shuris reports from a town that has sunk so low, there's nowhere to go but up.
Susan Jacobs is a real estate agent in Manassas, Virginia, on the job for over 20 years now.
This just come on the market?
This house belongs to a bank, a foreclosure like the majority of properties Jacobs is selling, at bargain basement prices.
Do you know what you're going to put it on the market for?
Somewhere between 60 and 70.
60 and 70,000.
70,000, yeah.
And what would this have sold for 2-3 years ago?
In 05 or 06, this property could have sold for 300.
Since Manassas is only 35 miles from Washington, D.C., and there's a rail system, it's a commuter's haven. There are currently 3,000 houses on the market, and at least 60% of them are foreclosures.
They were owned by people who got easy credit and were able to buy these homes even at inflated prices. Then the housing market dropped. In 2005, there were 2 foreclosures in the city of Manassas. In 2007, 313. In 2008, 922. 92% of real estate sales in Manassas last year were bank sales.
There's the kitchen I redid.
That means opportunity for some people, like Brandon Hughes, who snapped up this 4-bedroom house for $135,000.
2-3 years ago, how much was it worth?
I was looking in this area, 300, 350,000. Thought I would never buy a house because it was just way out of my price range. I'm like, ooh, well, I'm just never going to be able to buy a house around here.
So is Manassas at the forefront of a housing turnaround? Randy Eisenberg, a local home appraiser, thinks so.
How do you describe this real estate market?
Real estate's on sale, and I don't think it's going to get any cheaper. And for someone who's investing, it's instant money.
Many investors are buying and plan to rent their place out.
If the mortgage on this was, we'll say $650 a month, more than likely they're going to rent it for $800, maybe $900. This one they could probably rent for $900 because it is a 3-level.
So somebody's going to make a profit on this?
A big profit.
Buying low. If enough people do that, then hard-hit Manassas might help lead the way up and out of the housing sinkhole. Thalia Shuras, CBS News, Manassas, Virginia.
Nobody is expecting a turnaround anytime soon when it comes to unemployment, which has soared to 10% and beyond in Michigan, Rhode Island, and California. But one state has a very different story. Priya David now with an economic bright spot.
Even the signs in Fargo seem frozen and lifeless. But beneath this winter white blanket, North Dakota's economic pulse is beating strong.
We expanded 2 years ago. We're expanding again. We're adding people.
In 2008, the national average unemployment rate was 5.8%. North Dakota's was 3.2%. Only 3 other states, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Wyoming, currently hover in that same low range.
We've got oil, good prices. We had phenomenal commodity prices and great crops. The weather was perfect. We had tremendous, and continue to have tremendous, Canadian tourism.
Now the sparsely populated state is booming with a $1.2 billion surplus and 13,000 vacant jobs it's struggling to fill.
We are busy. My hiring managers and market leaders are walking into my office saying, Shelley, if you gave me 10 engineers, I could do 50 more projects.
Engineering firm Altag wants to hire another 100 employees this year. But census figures show more people leave North Dakota than move here. So Altag launched this marketing campaign to lure locals back home.
If family and values and time spent with your family versus in a commute are important to you, this is kind of a great place to work and live.
The welcome may be warm, but it's cold outside. Today it was 5 degrees in Fargo, and the frigid temperatures often scare off even desperate job seekers.
We always fight the weather. Now, I always tell people that the average temperature in February in North Dakota is 72. Just don't go outside.
With so many struggling to find work across the nation, North Dakota has sent recruiters to other states, such as Michigan, in an attempt to fill some of its vacant jobs. Jeff.
Okay, Priya David, thank you tonight. In his annual letter to shareholders, Warren Buffett is predicting the economy, quote, will be in shambles throughout 2009 and probably well beyond. Buffett admitted doing some dumb things last year, like buying oil stocks when prices were peaking. Well, he is the only enemy combatant still being held on U.S. soil. And now there's been a big development in his case. The Obama administration has ordered suspected al-Qaeda operative Ali al-Mari transferred from military custody to the U.S. justice system. Michelle Miller has more.
Ali al-Mari has spent the past 5.5 years in solitary confinement in the U.S. Naval Brig in Charleston, South Carolina, without any charges.
The key point is that in America, for 230 years, when we accuse people of wrongdoing, even acts of terrorism, we bring them to trial in our civilian courts. We don't lock them in Navy brigs and throw away the key.
Jonathan Hayfitz has been granted an unusual wish for a defense attorney. His client has been charged with crimes.
He was pleased that he will be finally be given his day in court.
Al-Mari, who's now 43, is a suspected al-Qaeda operative from Qatar. He arrived in the U.S. with his wife and 5 kids on September 10, 2001, the day before the terrorist attacks on America. He enrolled in a computer science graduate program at Bradley University in Peoria, Illinois, but authorities suspected he might be involved in plotting a second wave of attacks. After arresting him in December 2001 and charging him with possession of stolen credit card numbers, the government also said his computer contained files on U.S. chemical plants and lectures by Osama bin Laden. Prosecutors said a calling card belonging to al-Mari was used repeatedly to call this man in Dubai, Mustafa al-Hassawi, who had wired money to the 9/11 hijackers.
Unfortunately, in this war, America is very much the battlefield. It was in the United States that we were attacked on September 11. It is here that our enemies are seeking to attack us again and again.
Former Bush administration officials say it was within President Bush's power as commander-in-chief to transfer al-Mari to military custody in 2003. But former military and government officials, from former Clinton Attorney General Janet Reno to former Reagan FBI Director William Sessions, said they believe the move was unconstitutional.
They have something to prove it.
In a telephone interview, al-Mari's brother Naji told CBS News he doesn't believe Ali is a member of al-Qaeda.
I'm not asking, say Ali, I'm not asking to take Ali and send him back home, no. All what I'm asking is justice.
No date has been set for al-Mari's day in court. He's due to be transferred from a military brig to a civilian jail any day. Michelle Miller, CBS News, New York.
Still ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, Toyota's drive to keep employees on the job despite falling sales.
Nasty cold, clipped her wings.
She's got the turnaround in the morning. Oh, we have NyQuil.
Vicks NyQuil.
I'll be tip-top tomorrow.
Multi-symptom relief, so you wake up feeling...
Good morning.
Vicks, you're taken care of.
I absolutely love playing badminton. Started playing after 30 years again, and it's wonderful. It keeps me young. My shoulder sometimes hurts, and my doctor said I was overusing my knees. And I said, well, that's not the answer I want to hear. Aleve makes me pain-free, so I can move on the court. And you can't play this game if you can't move on the court and get to the bird and return it. I'm Anne-Marie Donahoe, and with Aleve, I'll never stop playing badminton.
Sealing your bathroom can be a disaster. Your fingers were never meant to be used like this. Just look at the mess. You need ProCaulk, the only tool that delivers a neat finish in just minutes, again and again. Apply silicone as usual. Select your sealing edge, then slide along for a perfect finish. Reuse the excess silicone like this and extend the seal without showing the joint. Look again, there's no wasted silicone. Amazing! Select a smaller edge for a thinner silicone finish. ProCaulk is perfect for kitchen countertops to seal edges and eliminate those leaking corners. Sealing a corner neatly was impossible, but now with ProCaulk you can do it like a professional in seconds. Any edge, any corner, any joint, ProCaulk gives you a perfect finish in minutes. Made from Duraflex, the ProCaulk set is guaranteed to last year after year. Best of all, there's 8 sealing edges for every application. You get a 16mm corner to ensure a smooth finish, a curved edge to fill in the gaps between flat surfaces, and a grouting tip for between those tiles, and 5 more spectacular edges. The amazing ProCaulk Toolkit is just $19.95. We promise it will give you a clean, straight finish in just minutes, again and again, or your money back. But if you order now through this special TV offer, as a bonus, you'll get a 3rd applicator for hard-to-reach places. You'll also get a silicone remover to remove and strip old grouting. Plus, you'll get this tube of adhesive caulk. Call now and receive the complete ProCaulk kit. 3 tools with 12 edges. Silicone remover tool, a tube of caulk for only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Any edge, any corner, any joint. Your solution is ProCaulk. Call now.
To order your ProCaulk, call 1-800-795-7251 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling too. ProCaulk, 2 Morgan Avenue, Norwalk, Connecticut 06851. Call 1-800-795-7251. Must be 18 years or older to order.
U.S. automakers will release their February sales figures next week. All 3 posted sharp declines in January over last year. Even the world's #1 car company, Toyota, also plunged last month. But in other ways, Toyota is steering a different course than its American counterparts. At Toyota's largest factory outside Japan, Eric Everhart is one of 7,000 workers bracing for a smaller paycheck this year.
Now, it's no overtime across the board.
No overtime, no bonuses, and no pay raises, as Toyota suffers the first operating losses in its history.
The bonuses aren't there anymore, and we don't know if they're going to come back.
At this Kentucky plant, production of the Camry, the best-selling sedan in America, has slowed from 2,000 cars a day to 1,000. But workers like Renee Pike still feel secure.
I feel confident that I'll always have a job.
That's because 0 layoffs are expected for Toyota's 20,000 factory workers in the U.S. and Canada, where none of its 14 plants have closed, though many of the workers could see hours and pay cut 10%.
I'm a mother of 3, so we're just trying to cut back somewhat and hope for the best as far as the economy goes.
Toyota's cuts are sharper at the top. Managers and salaried workers expect 20% pay cuts, and executives like Cheryl Jones, 30%.
It's hard for me to look any team member in the eye and expect them to be able to understand why we need to make pay cuts if I'm not cutting my pay at least as much or more.
I'm seeing Prius. This is totally different than what it was like.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, before this, we were begging for the Priuses. Now, probably have 10, 12 in stock.
At this suburban New York dealership, Neil Cooperman says business is scary. None of Toyota's 1,200 U.S. dealerships have closed, but worldwide sales dropped 34% in January. A couple of years ago, people were buying vehicles because they wanted them. Now they're only buying, you say, because they need them.
Well, we're seeing more of the needs now, and we're not seeing enough of the wants through the whole industry.
To revive its fortunes, Toyota has brought back the grandson of the company's founder to be its new president. And beyond the pay cuts, plans to keep production down so inventory doesn't pile up. For workers like Eric Everhart, sacrifice is a small price to pay for stability.
That's just something that everybody has to accept as part of their part of doing what needed to be done in order to survive in this economic climate.
And CBS News has learned that Toyota's February sales numbers, to be announced next week, will be as bad as January's, down about a third compared to 1 year ago. Just ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, the wireless messaging system that has Congress all a-Twitter.
Anxious about quitting cold turkey? Make that first step easier with the Nicoderm CQ patch. Nicoderm steps you down from nicotine gradually, doubling your chance for success. Nicoderm CQ, 3 steps, 10 weeks, and you're free.
Sometimes life can be, well, a little uncomfortable. But when it's hard or hurts to go to the bathroom, there's Dulcolax Stool Softener. Dulcolax Stool Softener doesn't make you go, it just makes it easier to go. Dulcolax Stool Softener. Make yourself comfortable.
Imagine relaxing to the world's most beautiful music. Imagine 100 of the most soothing melodies of all time. Now, Time Life proudly brings you 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for a very special price. You'll hear more than 5 hours of masterpieces by the world's greatest composers. Call now to get 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for just $24.99. But wait, order in the next 10 minutes with your credit card and we'll cut the price to just $9.99. That's right, you'll get 5 relaxing CDs for the incredible price of $9.99. Then preview other beautiful classical CDs. Satisfaction guaranteed. So call now and get 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for just $9.99.
Call 1-800-568-9235 to order 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for just $9.99 plus shipping and handling when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card. Call now.
A CBS News exclusive. White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel on the economy, taxes, the budget, Iraq, and life in the White House. He'll face the nation Sunday.
Despite the haggling over the economy, there is broad support in Congress for a new trend called Twittering, a way to reach constituents and anyone else paying attention. Congressional correspondent Nancy Cordes has more.
I kind of use my fingernail.
At 75, Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa is an unlikely poster child for new technology.
When you were growing up, your family probably didn't have a telephone.
You're absolutely right.
But these days, his head is buried in his BlackBerry, thanks to a new congressional craze, Twitter.
When I say Twitter, some people laugh.
Twitter, for the uninitiated, is a social networking site that allows users to send short messages called tweets that answer this simple question: what are you doing? In 140 characters or less. That's a big challenge for lawmakers who aren't known for being short-winded.
I can't say everything that's got to be said.
4,600 have signed up to read Representative Pete Hoekstra's musings on everything from the stimulus bill to his flight delays.
It is about people's, gut feel and not the sanitized version that they get if they read one of my press statements.
Which can have its drawbacks, like last week when Hoekstra got mocked for touting a tax credit in the stimulus bill, a bill he voted against.
It is a lesson. You have to be very careful about what you say.
And when you say it. Members were criticized Tuesday night for sending tweets during the president's address.
They're down like this. I feel like I'm cold.
The GOP, we noticed, has twice as many Twitterers.
For Republicans who are out of power, using Twitter is a way to kind of cut out the middleman. You don't need a camera crew to show up to get your thoughts out. You can just tap it into your BlackBerry.
In fact, the undisputed Twitter leader on Capitol Hill is Senator John McCain. The self-professed computer illiterate tweets regularly, with a little help from his staff.
I got more responses for Steve Nash's knee injury than some of our other maybe weightier messages.
That might be because the typical Twitterer is a tad younger.
I've used LOL, laugh a little, isn't that what that means?
Laugh out loud.
Out loud, that's right. There's another one, I have to hurry. I've got to go now or something.
Got to go, GTG,
yeah, that's the one.
Grassley's got one suggestion for his colleagues. TBT. Think before tweeting. GTG, Nancy Cordes, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
You are about to hear music composed by Beethoven more than 2 centuries ago, but never heard in public until now. The trio in E-flat will be performed tomorrow in Chicago, but CBS News was given exclusive access to this rehearsal.
I'm Bruce Johnson, and I'm an inventor. I was always congested at night, and that meant a bad night of sleep. I tried everything from padded paper clips to straws. Finally, one night I was laying in bed, and I thought, outside of the nose, not inside.
Inside Breathe Right nasal strips are 2 plastic bands that lift open nasal passages so you breathe better and sleep better.
My nasal passages stay open, and I can breathe really quite relaxed.
If you have a cold, allergies, deviated septum, or snore, try Breathe Right and you'll notice a difference.
Food scientists have spent years with their beakers and flasks and chemistry sets
trying to come up with something as good for you as Florida orange juice, but they've never come close. Start your day with almost 25% of your daily recommended fruit and vegetable servings in one 8-ounce glass. It's a miracle in every way. Florida orange juice. Healthy, pure and simple.
Today, scrubologists reveal how the automatic shower cleaner really works. Scrubbing bubbles combine with the water left on your shower walls. Then they clean as they slide down. Removes mildew stains and soap scum. Cleans a dirty shower in days, then keeps it clean. Scrubbing Bubbles Automatic Shower Cleaner. We work hard so you don't have to. Now try it risk-free with a money-back guarantee. S.C. Johnson, a family company.
It calls itself a charity. So why are some well-known politicians using its corporate jet on the donor's dime? We'll follow the money Monday on the CBS Evening News.
On this final day of Black History Month, we pause tonight to honor a group of tireless men who were taken for granted just when they were in their prime. The contributions of sleeping car porters are tonight's Weekend Journal.
The Pullman porter begins to change seats into beds.
They were pioneers, a new kind of worker for the new age of train travel.
How long were you a Pullman car porter?
35 years.
What year did you begin?
1941. I was cutting the road.
Lina Scott, now 98 years old, was one of 20,000 Pullman porters.
Some good days and some bad days. But you take the good with the bad.
They were all African-American men, hired by luxury sleeper car innovator George Pullman soon after the Civil War to cater to the demands of well-heeled travelers.
They had spent their entire life doing what their masters had told them, and what George Pullman envisioned was when they went out on the rail cars, they would do the same things for his customers.
Many earned only $1 a day, working long hours with very little sleep.
3 hours a night.
So you worked 21 hours and you slept 3?
That's right.
But they made tips, saving each dime and dollar, creating the foundation of the black middle class and a better life for their children.
All started from Pullman. That's where it started from.
But Pullman porters also influenced social change after A. Philip Randolph founded the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, the nation's first black labor union.
Why you going? Why you hit it?
When Rosa Parks was arrested in 1955, her first call was to her boss, a Pullman porter named E.D. Nixon.
While the men who wore the uniform were laying the foundation for the black middle class, the black labor movement, and the civil rights movement, they were sometimes denigrated in media stereotypes.
On stage and in movies, Pullman porters were often caricatured, their professionalism ridiculed.
Boy, what a crap game I could have with this.
Today, fewer than 100 porters are still alive. Amtrak has spent the last year celebrating their historic contributions.
The Pullman porter was one of the leaders.
Make you feel pretty proud, doesn't it?
Yes.
A proud life on the rails, which created a lasting legacy. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Chicago.
That is the CBS Evening News tonight. Later on CBS, 48 Hours Mystery. I'm Jeff Glor, CBS News in New York. Good night.
CBS News is very good news.